What is going on, Laser Focus Solutions Media here? Chris Godwin, your host, coming at you on August 7th. Whew, what a day. All right, I got to run down some good things. So, first, those of you watching, keeping up with the trailer saga, we have made the fix, folks. We have made the fix on the trailer. It is running smooth. Um, Yesterday, we cleaned it all out. We went ahead and put up some bracing across the shelving units just in case things wanted to bounce. They would kind of hit that stop point and not, fall off into the middle. But I was still highly discouraged that I even needed to go that route because I've had this trailer now for a year. It's very, very organized. It's it's what we do, right? I mean, that's part of who we are. It's our brand. I've had clients pretty much give me more work because they've seen how organized my trailer is. Um, it just feels right, right? It's kind of like making your bed in the morning. You don't have to do it, but when you do, you somehow, some magically feel better throughout the day, knowing that you did make it. So make your bed. Um, so basically, what we did was researched to a few friends, researched online, just trying to understand the why. And one of my friends said, "Well, hey, shift some of your weight around. You got to put more weight on the tongue." And I'm like, "That makes no sense. Nothing has changed in this trailer." So what has changed is my tires, still same stock size, but they're new, and my suspension. And I knew it was sitting taller because it just looked taller, but I never really paid attention to where the tongue was meeting up because when I backed my trailer or my truck up to my trailer, I just cranked on it until it fit and lowered it down. So this morning, I lowered it down to where it looked more level. And then I have one of those receivers that comes off the hitch. Um, and it lowers down and it has pins. So you can actually pull the pin and lower it, pull the pin, lower it, pull the pin, lower it. So I had it like the third one up from the bottom. I thought, you know what? I'm going to back the truck up, leave the trailer right where I want it, and then I'm going to move this ball on the receiver as close as I can to where it's currently sitting, which happened to be all the way in the bottom. Hooked the trailer up, took her for a ride down the road, opened it up, nothing moved. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I felt so good about that, man. I am like super stoked. I just it's the little things I think that get me excited. But it is a huge relief, no lie. Like I said, just thinking about the organization of it. I mean, I needed to get my ladder out, and it was just like chaos, just to even attempt to get the thing out the other day. So feel very good about that. So that's a huge win for me. Little freebie, but it's a huge win. Um, Also today we went and took care of a warranty call. We actually, in finishing up the deck job, we moved the downspout over a little bit and to avoid the new post up against the house. And the client had sent us a picture, and this is why I love what we do and who we are, right? So the client sent us an email with a photo and said, "Hey, Chris, just want to ask. It looks like the water's puddling where the new downspout's located." And, you know, I take pride in satisfaction guaranteed. So I made sure that I was present in my email and response. And then we got out there this morning and we looked at it. And, what I found out was that the sub pump pumps into the same downspout drain pipe. There's a Y there. So my pipe was falling a little bit more than the sub pump pipe was. So as it was pumping to then carry over to the drain pipe and down, down the field, it was backwashing basically essentially into my pipe and then building up and then pulling out. So that's what we went ahead and did was we raised that up, better understood the situation, and that's on me, right? It looked like it had some fall to it from what I saw. However, I wasn't looking at the other situation, and I needed to make sure that I was right on, right? So we adjusted that, took care of that, and then left there. Picked up some cabinets from a client that were, I don't want to say falling apart, coming unglued. I don't know. So they're in my shop down here in the basement, under some clamps right now, just trying to give them some love. and then spent more time with my son. So today was another successful, phenomenal day that I think about how happy I am that I left corporate America, um, because I'm not a slave to that environment. I'm not a slave to their metrics and their spreadsheets and their culture and their, just hoopla, right? So I am able to take laser focused solutions and take care of a few customers this morning, as I said. And then me and my son drove to the car dealership, and this is the first time he's ever been in this position. So we went into the dealership, and man, did it feel good to walk in and run into an old salesperson that I used to personally deal with. I've probably purchased 7 cars from this gentleman, and he was just the same genuine, honest person that I had 10 years ago, the last car I purchased from him. So it was a cool experience. He sat my son down and walked him through the experience of what it looks like to buy a car, why it's important to understand interest rates, why it's important to understand that when you drive off a lot, that you lose depreciation. He really broke it down in a way that I don't want to say Dad's been there, done that, told him the story, because I may not have in that depth. But he really did a good job, and so good that when we left, we stopped for Chick-fil-A and we're just talking. And he said, Dad, I got a little lost towards the end. What was he saying? It sounded almost like he doesn't want me to buy this car, doesn't think I should buy this car. And I was explaining to him that, well, what he's saying is, no, he would hate for you to jump into this car right now with the down payment that you have and the credit that you have and get the payment that you're going to get. He would much rather you not buy the car today and leave this conversation, which I know he will, and look at this as a baseline, right? Okay, this is a start. This is a starting point of what we have. Because prior to this conversation today, my son didn't know what buying a new car was going to look like. So now he left there knowing that, okay, so if I get this much more money and put it down, if I happen to get a cosigner, this is going to help this. And if I happen to build my credit more, this is going to help that. And if I, do this or do that, this is the puts and takes of it, right? So just another phenomenal day, another proud day where again, I'm not poo-pooing on corporate. I mean, they did me good. I learned a lot. I'm simply saying that I have the freedom of owning my own business to be able to be down here in my office at 8 o'clock at night, and doing things, knowing that I'm investing in myself and my brand. But then I also have the freedom and the luxury to know that when my son texts me and says, "Hey, Dad, I've been wanting to go to the car dealership and test drive cars, but I'm not comfortable doing it by myself. Can we?" Right? So we did that today. And it was so cool to have him get in the driver's seat of that car and drive around and understand that this is what a dollar gets you. And what the sales rep Charlie was explaining to Hayden was that, listen, this purchase is only going to value you if you keep it long term. Don't think you're going to get into this thing and then in 2 years turn around and sell it and make money on it, because you're not. It's a Toyota. It will last. It will get you down the road. It will do what you need it to do. But it's not like it's an investment. And that's what I think was most powerful and most important. I also think there was value in the fact that, Charlie had said to Hayden, listen, I'm not trying to sell you anything, right? I'm trying to just guide you and coach you through what you think you want, what you think you need. And, he explained to Hayden why SUVs are more money, or the fact that they are more money, versus a sedan, so that right there kind of like chalked that up for Hayden. Like, okay, well, I guess I don't want an SUV right now for my first, vehicle purchase. I'd like a car. So we left there, and we left there, and I know he's like me, when it comes to determination. And he looked at me and told me that by his birthday, November 6th, he will have a purchased vehicle from that dealership. And I have all the confidence that he will make that happen. And I will do anything I can to support him. So we left that dealership and we drove home, hopped in the old Mazda, that shopping cart hitting machine, and we drove her down to the Wawa, met somebody, and we said, sayonara. We sold that puppy. It was a good car, good for us. It was a good thing for him. We bought that car off a family member of ours who, has quite a bit of a great story of memories in it. it served her well, it served us well, and may it serve the next owner well, as well. So um, it's going to need a little TLC, but I mean it's a runner. It still does everything you need it to do, um, and I think that's what's cool. So uh, got the cash in hand, exchanged the title, explained to Hayden the importance of why you take the tag off the car, even though in Delaware you can transfer it with the car. You don't do that. So we were done that. We drove it right down the motor vehicle, sat in line, as painful as it was for him. Um, we went through that process, and now he knows what that looks like. Speaking of, the next thing I need to do, and doing this video actually just created a little bit of a squirrel moment. I realized I squirreled and did not call the insurance company and cancel the car insurance. So when I get done this video, I will be canceling the car insurance on that vehicle. So good day, all in all. Tomorrow we're gonna hit it hard, hit it just like we always do, man. Same intention, same integrity, same ethics, and we're just gonna continue to grind. Appreciate everybody that's in my life. I happen to see a good buddy of mine, Nick, today. Love his story, love his family, like my own. And I love the fact that we both took a different journey in where we are in life. But we're in the same common goal, right? He's in the real estate game and I'm in the home service business, right? I aspire to have rentals and I'm just not there yet, you know. But he jumped in with his shoes on and probably not even laced all the way up, but he jumped in and he's doing it. So super proud of him. So, like I said, we're going to end on that and appreciate everything you guys do. Hit that like, subscribe, tell a friend, tell your friend's friend, the dog walker, the postman, the car washer, all the people's man. Just tell them,